Right, there we go. How's everybody doing? I hope everyone's doing great. This is Jose Trujillo, world's greatest living artist, coming to you from the art studio. And today, bam, ready for a painting. I hope everyone's ready for a painting, whoever everyone is today. So here we go. Let me just get this squared away so we can get started. Give me some hearts, guys. Let me know that you're here. Let me know that you're around. Let me know that you are that you're ready to watch this. Maybe I got my Starbucks. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate that. I live with hearts. Hearts make me happy. They make me feel like I'm alive. I need those hearts. I need those hearts, baby. I'm so ready. Let's do this. Let's do something slightly different. Not too much, just slightly different. Okay? Not too much because I don't want to make anyone go like, what the hell's up with this ombre? But we're gonna do something slightly. Okay? This is a little background that we're going to do. Why? Because we can, guys. Because we can, okay? Here we go. It's purposeful strokes. If they're not purposeful, something's happening. Something wrong is going on. They need to be purposeful. Okay? And you get something like this and you go... Something like that. Just to, to add a little bit of je ne sais quoi. The back end of the brush. And then you go, what the heck is going on? And then bam. And bam. And you get some red and you go, take that. Where's my money at? Where's my money at? There you go, guys. Something like that. Okay? Not too bad, huh? Not too bad. I told you guys it was slightly different. I'm telling you guys, hang out with me. Slightly different. Okay? You can see this. A little thin brush. Like this. Ooh, I like that. Muy bonito. See, that's what I'm talking about, you guys. Like that, and this, and that. Ooh la la. It's a masterpiece. And I haven't really even started yet. Okay, guys? So that's how you do it. That's phase one. Okay? Phase numero uno. And then... today was supposed to be, in all seriousness now, supposed to be art marketing on Facebook. I've been doing Facebook videos, but I guess I don't know. My Facebook page show up sometimes, and sometimes they don't. Maybe it's because I do the same. So I decided to do the painting here instead, and maybe touch on a little bit on marketing. Those of you who are interested in that kind of thing. I seem to get more hearts here, corazón, baby, corazón. So, anyways, here we go. You know what? Let's draw it. I'm going to draw it with this so that way you guys are like, wow, what is he doing? Oh my God, what is that? Oh yeah, Jose Trujillo, super awesome. And then we do a little something like that. This is going to be slightly... abstract, but, well, as if you couldn't tell already, huh? But nevertheless, that's a word I like to use. Nevertheless, super awesome. Okay? Ooh la la, what's going on here? There's something going on there. Una muchacha. Okay. So anyways, guys, thank you so much for joining me and, being part of this thing. I know it's not easy putting up with me. As an artist, I think that we're always looking for how to share our artwork. I think a lot of artists have great knowledge to share, and art is one of those things where people don't necessarily share, stuff that they learn. I think part of it is because of that stigma of, man, it's my style, I don't want someone looking at my style. But I think that's the, it's not the best way of looking at things, in my point of view. I think that, hey, how's it going, Cindy? Thank you so much. I think it's not the best approach, because we can all learn from each other. I think we need a lot of that in the art world. I think we need a lot of that. A lot of helping each other and learning from each other. When I was an artist, when I started, people just really coveted, the way they did things, and I think that's great because for some people is a lot of pride, and for others is business. So I understand, but at the same time, there's stuff we can share. You don't have to share everything if you don't want to. I don't mind sharing my secrets, but there's stuff we can share as artists, and I think that it's no bueno for the majority of artists. Most artists don't want to do that. Most artists are like, I don't want to do that. We need each other. That's so true, Cassandra. I absolutely believe that. We do need each other. Networking. PD Athena said networking, sharing. Good morning, Castro. Jay Castro, how's it going? It really is about that, guys. I think that see, because not everybody does what you do. That's what I think. It's I used to think like that, guys. I used to think like, no, man, like treat whatever I did like Coca-Cola, right? Like a Coca-Cola recipe, like the Krusty Krab recipe. For those of you who like cartoons like myself, like the Krusty Krab recipe. Like, oh no, mi formula, like the Lucky Charms, right? And I think it's cool because whatever, right? It's understandable. That's what I'm trying to say because for many people, as I mentioned, it's a business. For others, it's their livelihood, and so I understand that they don't want to be. But I think that we all do things so different. We all do things so different that I think that we don't have to share everything. But we, if that's where, but if it's more ego, I think that's what I'm trying to say. Like if it's more ego driven, it doesn't really help us. I think we can all really benefit from, anyways. Anyways. Ooh la la. Ooh la la, you guys. See? Ooh la la. I think I'm turning French with all this paint. With all this painting. No, I mean that is respect, guys. Any form of disrespect. It's just that when I was a kid, I was like, man, I wish I would have been born in France and hang out with Impressionists and that time period. When I was not a kid, but I was. I guess it's not. I wasn't a kid. I was like a teenager, but it's trying to be cool. I was like, man, if I would have been born around all those awesome dudes and dudettes. Cassandra says it's human nature, but I feel we all win when we share. That's so true. I think that it's you're exactly right. It is human nature to be like, maybe that doesn't work for me. Maybe what works for me is only what works for me, and I don't want to be sharing my process. And a lot of the times I think also it has to do with the fact that we I'm not trying to disrespect anyone. I think we feel that we all have something very special and very that's worth coveting. But I think that more special than that is when we understand that this whole thing really, I think, anyways, this whole thing really is about helping each other. As I mentioned, it doesn't have to be like, oh, give me your secrets now. No, I totally get it. Thank you so much, Cassandra. But it really has to do more with what can we, it might not even be your painting. It could be like, oh, look, I tried this and it didn't work here. Rather, as opposed to giving each other, I see a lot on Facebook groups and other groups on YouTube and whatnot. I see a lot of people exchanging theory, and I'll be honest, guys. I don't think we need more theory. I think we need to share things that we've already done. I think theory is awesome and it keeps the mind engaged, but I think we need to go past theory and we need to start exchanging actual things like, oh, look, this is what I did to get my gallery showing. Oh, look, this is how I do it, when I have to clean brushes or whatever. I know there's a lot of YouTube videos and whatnot, but I noticed that a lot of it is just the how-tos are more, they're cooler. But there's a lot of just theoretical stuff, it just looks like oh, this, well, I tried this and didn't really work, but I'm going to recommend it anyways, or I never really did it. And I think that's not, it's not fair for all of us. It's not fair. And, I think we should share stuff that we've already done. Like some people talk to me about, ask me certain questions, and I'm like, I have to be honest, like I haven't done that, I don't know. But some stuff I do have a extensive experience in, some stuff is like, yeah. Well, it's me. It's awesome. Yeah, there definitely needs to be more connection and free thought amongst the artiste groups. Yeah, because again, it's one of those things, right? That we're like, I know something you don't, and by God, I'm gonna make sure you never find out. Stuff like that, It sounds super creepy, but I think that's it's just kind of how we behave sometimes, And as I mentioned in the beginning, look, if that's how you make your livelihood or whatever, by all means, you don't have to share everything, but we can share, we can be like, dude, I've been there. This is how it's done, right? Now I don't know everything, but I know this. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna talk to you a little bit about this. We didn't expect the orange there. Look at that orange. The orange is like, bam, just giving it, bam. Yeah, Fidi says most people don't want to share because they don't want others to steal their style, like Jose said. Then you don't do well. They end up doing better than you. That kind of thing. Yeah, I think fear is a lie. I absolutely agree with Cassandra. I think fear is a lie. You don't have to give it all away, but get bigger, right? Yeah. With more when we share. We do get bigger when we share. We don't have to. When I first started doing it, I have a lot of videos on YouTube. I have over 900 videos where I'm sharing, certain process and things. I don't share everything just because it's not because I don't want to share everything. Well, some of it it's kind of like it's my je ne sais quoi, right? But other stuff I don't share because it just becomes more complicated to like explain and explain and explain, because I don't really see myself as a teacher. I see myself as an artist who's just sharing, the little bit I know. And I think that creates what do you call it? It enriches also my experience. It enriches my experience because now I am able to it's not about the whole giving back. I'm able to get someone started who maybe it's just, it's on the first, couple stages. Orange and turquoise, yummy, totally yummy. But some people are barely getting at certain stages, and I think that makes it very valuable for someone who's starting out. I mean, there's nothing really we can share other. I mean, and the way I'm going to phrase this might not be the right way. Let me see. There might not be something I can teach someone that is like extremely successful at selling their work, right? Maybe not there. But maybe I can be like, oh, look, this is how I find peace when I can't paint. I can share that. Right? So, yeah, I guess that sounded good. I'm going to give props to myself. So, it's not about sharing something like faking the funk. It's not about sharing what we don't know. But, sharing stuff that, this is what I do when I run out of paint. This is how I take care of my paintbrushes. This is how, and it's not rocket science. It's just that it's going to take time, a lot of time for people to figure it out. And maybe that's the thing, that it took us time to figure certain things out, that we don't want to be like, we don't want to just freely throw it, on the air for people to just grab it. It's not up for grabs like some people say. But some things I think that are definitely worth sharing. A lot of things, a lot of things are really, they're really worth sharing. I hope I'm not confusing anyone with my craziness here. I just want to paint and talk a little bit about art. Jay Castro says, but I think you can give when you are big. Like no one's gonna pay attention to me if I'm just 4 months in doing art. It's so true. Yes, there is that reality. It's like if I'm making this painting, right? Let's say I've been painting for 20 years, because I have. And I'm doing this painting and I'm like, oh guys, I'm gonna tell you about this painting, right? And maybe 10 people are gonna be like, oh cool, let me see, right? But if like, I don't know, Kylie Jenner or one of the Kardashian sisters, decides to paint, and let's say that she started to paint, a month from now or a week or whatever, and she's only a week in, people are like, oh, it's so amazing. Let us hear about it, because the platform is there, right? They have so many followers. The platform's there, so people are going to listen. Sizemore says, Sizemore 1692, artists create their stories through the brush. Other people who see help tell the story. I love that. Very true. Very true. D. Tom says, love it. Have an appointment. We'll watch finish later. Thanks. All right. Cool. I love that, guys. But yeah, it's at some point I think that, because I think that people try to talk about like giving back and all of that stuff, and I think that I'm not really like a much believer in that. I mean, I do totally agree that there's certain karmic things that happen when you help, but I don't like to approach it that way, as give it back, because some people are like, give back what? What did I take, right? I have talked to some people who tell me that. And it's true. I thought about it. I'm like, yeah, well, give back what? Like, what did you take that you're supposed to give back? Right? You work hard for what you learned or what you know or whatever, I totally understand that. So I don't like to use like the whole give back thing. What I do like to, the way I like to approach it is, look, we're all travelers. We're all traveling, very much the same road. It's different. It looks different. Blah, 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 blah. There's different styles. There's different things. Not everybody wants to be. Not everybody wants to be. The same artist. Not everybody wants to paint the same way. Not even everybody wants to paint. At some point in my life, I was like, man, this whole painting thing. Maybe I'm going to move into sculptures. I really dig sculptures. And I was like, maybe I'll jump into sculpting. And then I was like, no, dude, just stick to painting. You're good at it. You've been doing it for a while now. Follow through. But, anyways, that's kind of like what I talked to you guys about. Something like that. Ooh, I feel the zone. The zone's coming to visit. All right. So yeah, if you guys have any awesome insights on that, please share them. I'd love to hear it. I'd love to hear your experiences with sharing. Some people don't overshare. It's like relationships. I think some people overshare. What I mean is that some people don't even want to listen, and that's been me in the past. And I'm like, dude, I'm gonna share with you regardless of. I'm gonna teach you things that you don't know. And then people are like, leave me alone, dude. What the hell? So I totally, had that experience before too. Some people are like, dude, I don't want to, I want to have the experience of me learning by myself. I don't need you, or I'm too proud. I think they really don't want to say I'm too proud. I'm too proud. I want to do it by myself. Thanks, but no thanks. And I think it's a shame too because in this career, it's a very lonely career. And if you're not careful, you end up, just in your studio and never really creating community with artists. And that happened to me for a long time. I'm barely starting to reconnect with artists because I stayed solo. And my purpose was I'm gonna stay in the studio so that I can work very hard at my craft and on and on and on and on. But either way, I stay a long time in my studio, by myself, without really having here comes a sad story. Let me get the world's smallest violin. But yeah, it happened to me where I was like, man, I'm gonna just really work in on my craft and on and on and on and on. And it's great. I learned a lot of stuff. I put in, I don't know, anywhere between 12 and 16 hours a day, just painting, working, drawing, and I learned a lot. But I also started to realize that you need to get out now because you need to start meeting people. You need to start meeting people so that you can also not just for opportunity, but other people might benefit from what you learn, in your studio cave all these years, right? Some people may benefit from that. So that's one of the reasons I decided to start doing videos. Because for the longest time, I just kind of, I just stayed in my studio by myself. Jay Castro says, I also think that this chat's really helped my confidence in my artwork. I love that. I think that is one of the main reasons I think that I start realizing that with other artists too, that we have that, it's not just one, right? A lot of artists, this happens to us where our confidence is very low, even though we're all great at what we do. Even if you're starting, the fact that you're starting, you're great at what you're doing. Don't let people take that away from you. Even if you're just starting, especially I think because you have such a clear, you haven't learned a lot of stuff, so you haven't developed bad habits and bad information. And what I mean by information, I'm not talking necessarily about painting. I'm talking about how you view yourself. It's like a child. When a child is drawing, a child's not thinking, unless some stupid adult told the child, right? It's not good enough. Who would say that? But I mean, who knows, right? So, but the child sees their work with such admiration, right? So much admiration that they're like, man, gotta show it to Nana, gotta show it to my grandpa, gotta show it to, everybody, because there's this level of belief, and it's not false. Some people tend to think it is not false belief. It is the true belief. It's just that the world starts slapping it out of us, and we have to regain it. Seed of the Soul, one of my favorite books. My wife is the one who recommended me this book. Talks about that. Start regaining. Go get your throne. Go sit in your throne. Check it out. Bam! Hell of an artist. David L. May says, great example of abstract portraiture. The two combined never occurred to me. Thank you. Thank you so much, David. I really appreciate that. Cassandra says, or restarting after many years. That's so true. A lot of artists, this has happened to a lot of artists. I've talked to plenty of artists who said, dude, I used to paint, and then I stopped. And then I came back to it, and it feels like starting over, but it doesn't. I feel like coming back to art, or coming back to anything, right? It's sort of like the story of the quintessential coming back story, right? The prodigy son. You come back with a whole other set of knowledge. You come back. You don't come back to square one. I want to tell that to people because a lot of people don't understand this. When you painted when you were younger and then you came back to it, you don't come back to square one. You have a world of knowledge. You have a world. Just because it doesn't reflect on this doesn't mean that, because you've been working it in your mind. You've been cooking it. It's been cooking. It's been, So just because sometimes you started creating artwork, when you were younger or whatever, and 20 years, 30 years go by, 40, 50, whatever, go by, and then you come back to it again, you have a wealth of knowledge. It's untapped potential, You're not starting from zero. Even if you're starting from zero, super awesome, it doesn't matter. But if you already painted, you're definitely not starting from zero. You have a wealth of knowledge that, even artists that have a lot of experience would love to, maybe they wouldn't express that, but I will love to have that experience, because now you've come back to the world with different eyes. You come back to the skill, to that, to this skill set with different set of eyes. Prodigal son, totally. No, you never come back to square one it's a transcendence. I feel like that's the job of a human being. It's always transcending something. We go through pain, we have to transcend it. Just like the horrific things that are happening right now. We have to transcend, right? It's like the story of the alchemist, right? We transmute base metal into gold. It has to change form. That is what the artist, I believe, does. We take the things that are so obvious and we give them a pedestal. Like this abstract, thing. It's so obvious. It's a face. How many times did you see a face today? Many times. But you're looking at it right now, not because it's special or because I'm talking, maybe. I don't know. We look at it because we're forced to look at it when we create artwork. Not forced, but maybe that wasn't a good choice of words. But we concentrate on it, and we give it space. And I feel that that's what art really is. You're giving a platform to something that hasn't been given to the everyday, to the simple, to the things that maybe we undermine. You know, like trees, water lilies. Come on, like really, water lilies, Monet? Yes, because he's telling us, look, you only have so many. I mean, his true self, right? His spirit, not his egoic idea of himself. He's telling us, look, dude, you're going to die. You're going to die. You only have so many years to live, whatever. Every human being, you know, that's the reality. And I'm not trying to sound pessimistic. It's the reality of every human being. Look at the water lilies while you're here. And I'm going to figure out a way for you to sit there and look at them. Because if you were to sit in front of a pond, you may not look at them. I'm going to make a big picture about it. I love that. This earth's the only heaven. Oh, I love that. I love that. My inner critic needs a holiday. Your chats are great. Thank you so much. I think everyone's inner critic needs a good spanking. A good slapping or a good spanking. I think it's how we maintain. I think, you know, the criticizing is how we make sure that we don't rise. We're not really afraid to rise. I don't think it's necessarily, I mean, it is fear, right? Because they say there's two emotions, love or fear. But what I'm trying to say is not necessarily that overt, maybe, you know, that obvious. I think that we tend to think that if we attack life in a more clever way, we're going to milk life even more. And I don't think that's it. I think this is it. You know, this is it. It can't get better than this. You know, even if it doesn't look right, even if it doesn't. That's one of the things that I really admired about the first artists that, you know, that were teaching, the paving the way for the Impressionists. They were really saying, look, this is it. It's not going to get better than this. You know? Claire Gotti says everyone's critic needs a spanking, a good spanking. Size Morris 1692 says, as Bob Ross would say, we don't make mistakes, we just have happy little accidents. So you can't fail at art. It's so true. There's no failing if you see everything with you know a place of it's fine, it's okay. Artists, Jay Castro says, artists are in constant hustle. We work hard to get our work out there and even to create it. Yeah, you always have two jobs. And I think regardless of whether you're an artist, as I mentioned in other videos, or you work as a real estate agent, a salesman, whatever, you have two jobs. If you want things to work right, you have two jobs. You are the craftsman, right? In this case, the artist. You're the craftsman. But you are also the marketer. Let's just put it that simple. You're the marketer. You have to share your ideas. You have to be able to understand how to do that. And both take tremendous amount of work. Both take tremendous amount of energy. And there is no 50% here, 50% there, as I've stated before. There's only 100%. If you want something to work, it has to be 100. So the whole idea of balance goes out the window. I think the whole idea of balance, I don't agree with it, although I agree with the Zen approach, but I don't agree with necessarily with how we perceive balance. Because in balance, we perceive that there has to be 50% here, 50% there, or a little bit of time here, a little bit of time there. When was the last time you tried something for a little and it worked? I think not even luck comes that way. I don't even think luck comes from little efforts, small tiny little efforts. Maybe daily, yeah. Well, it's like small tiny little efforts daily, yeah. But once in a blue moon, I don't think even luck shows up that way. So I think that it's difficult. It sure is. Sure hell it is. It's very difficult, but it's worth the ride. Because what else are we gonna do? We're artists. What are you gonna do? This is what we do. This is what we do. This is not who we are. You know, we can do something else, but we have the choice. Is what I'm trying to say. We have the choice. Take it. You know, we don't have the choice. Then, and I get it. I mean, if I wasn't an artist, if I didn't have the choice, I would be doing something else. But I have the choice. So I'm like, man, I'm gonna do it. You know, if I think so. I don't know. So guys, let me show you the awesome shot. Bam! Look at that. You know, just something simple. A little simplicity with a little chaos and whatnot. The simplicity was the approach, guys. The simplicity, I know it's not, you know, I know it's like, color here, color there, color everywhere. But the way it was created, I think I like a little simple approach. Nothing, you know. What's her name? Well, you know what? I haven't thought of a name yet. It started out just kind of like a silhouette, and as I kept talking more, I was like, I'm going to paint. Guys, if you guys can think of an awesome name, please let me know. Put it on the comments. Tell me what her name is. Sizemore 1692 says, artists start out as beginners and end as beginners because we're always learning. In art, not just in art, but in life. Yes, yes, just like Degas said, before he died, he said, I was barely getting the hang of this. Oh, I like that, Norberta. Nice. Yeah, for sure. You know, if it's if you're not green, you're dying. You know, Sophia. I like Sophia. Ooh, Luisa. Nice. Yeah, we're either growing or we're dying, guys. And this has nothing to do with age. We always have to be growing. We always have to be expanding. If we're not expanding, guys, we're contracting. And only dead things contract. You know, only dead things contract. We need to be expanding, always expansive. That's why I don't understand when people say, "Oh, art doesn't have to be progressive. It doesn't have to be avant-garde." But art, in my point of view, is always progressive. Always has to be expansive. If it doesn't expand, it's contracting, and if it's contracting, it's dying. Only things that die contract. They're ready to croak. And we're not there yet, guys. We're still alive. We need to be expansive and talk about art and, you know, talk about ideas and, you know. Well, I like Sofia, Norberta, Luisa. Those are some great names. I love those. Well, I'm going to be posting this on eBay, guys. You guys can find it on my Instagram wall, my link to eBay if you guys want to check it out. I'll be posting this little painting on eBay. I sell my work on eBay, so you guys can check them out there. And we'll see where I go with. Is it Sofia, Norberta, Luisa? It's going to be one. It's going to be one. I asked you guys for help. Enigma. Ooh, look at that. Thanks again for another great video. JJ Dubs 22 says, thank you so much, JJ Dubs 22. You guys are awesome. I love sharing my process. I love sharing my thoughts here with you guys. And you know, I get inspired. I really do, guys. I get inspired as much as some of you think that I inspire. It makes my little heart very happy. But I also get inspired to know that there's artists out there who are learning and are expanding and are, you know, want more. So, guys, thank you so much. Take care, and I will talk to you soon. Bye bye.